How we doing, guys? Myself, Preddie OBE, here with a quick one. Real talk, true season. Guys, I wanted to break down a little different message to you on this one. This one's for all of you kids out there. Now, I know a lot of people is always like, oh, look at the young people. And the worst thing about it, we always gravitate towards the negativity. Don't worry, man. I'll cut you on this one. We always gravitate towards the negativity, like young people are just running around, stab. Yeah, we part the videos and all the rest of it, but at the same time, there's a lot of young people that are sitting down there kicking me some real gems, saying to me, Chris, you know what? Like the whole system and the whole government and our blocks and our areas and where the drugs are coming from and where the guns are coming from, all these kind of things there is much more of a bigger issue at hand. Do you know the ones there? Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that young people ain't running around committing crime. I'm not saying that young people ain't stabbing young people. I'm not saying that young people ain't running around and, you know, they're doing like carnage stuff. Let's scrap that to the side 1 second. We can talk about mental health. We can talk about broken homes. We can talk about young kids suffering, no fathers around. Let's keep it real. Because that's facts upon facts upon facts. Let's just start there. If you want to start with that bit. Let's start with, why is there no dads in the house? Why is there no dads in the house? Because the home's broken. And if a man's already been broken from when he's been with his mum, how much parents have act like me growing up with single parents and dads are not around? So I've already been broken. And then if he's already been broken and he hasn't dealt with the problem, if he hasn't dealt with himself in the sense of what he's gone through as a child, the trials and tribulations that he has to go through, if he hasn't dealt with it, then he cannot move forward. A lot of men then end up going to prison. A lot of men end up finding themselves in the same circumstances and they don't know how to break free, because guess what? No one ain't even trying to help them break free. Or sometimes within their self, they don't even know how to address the problem. So a lot of the times young kids are saying to me, Chris, I don't even know how to talk to my parents. I don't even know how to talk to my mum or my dad because they just don't get it. Like, it's like we get oblivious. It's like we forget what it was like to be young. It's like we forget what it's like when you're young and you're just out there having fun. A lot of the times, 9 times out of 10, young people just want to have fun. Young people just want to be active and do certain things. But within this creative world that we have no more, they do not have the element of play. Is anyone hearing what I'm saying? They do not have the element of play. Element of play has been taken away. And now all we have is learn, and pushing this internet and social media onto our young people. So they do not even have communication skills. They do not even know how to look you in the eye. They do not even know how to understand in the sense of how to dress a dialogue and really communicate with someone, whether it's through friendship, whether it's through team building, whether it's through like the working system. So we need to sit down and understand the levels that we're coming into 2021. Levels. We need to sit down and address our problems, guys. But not just address them in the sense of what's going on at home. We need to address the bigger problem, the government. We always let them to slide the little piece. Don't get me wrong. We shoot some shots, but it always comes back to the community, like it's the community's fault because they're living in broken houses. It's the community's fault because there's so many people right now that are suffering, getting made redundant, getting pushed into a crime, getting pushed into war. Do you know that some people don't want to like sell drugs? Like, selling drugs is not fun. Let me just put that one out there. Like, selling drugs is not fun. Like, doing criminal activities is not fun. For a young person that's probably 15, 16, 17, yeah, they might get a little crazy little buzz. But if you're 30, over the age of 30, 35, 40, and you're still on the streets and you still feel like you need to be, that ain't fun. If you're the type of person in your 30s and then you're sitting down ready to do another 6 years, 7 years in prison, that's not fun. That mentality ain't fun. So let's not get that mistaken for one bit. But certain people feel like they're in survival mode. This is for me talking back to the days when I was young. For the road man that's on the roads right now, there is a sense of survival mode that you lot don't understand. Let me break it down. This is for the richer class, the upper class, the 9-to-5ers. Sometimes even myself now that are looking at these communities like, raw man, them, come on, big man, fix up, But he's in survival mode. What do you want me to do, see? Man's on my back right now, rude boy. Man's trying to grind. And yes, I can say to man, oh, try and get a job, go college, do this, do that. But if he's already gone through a system of broken down housing, no great qualifications, he's been to prison already, he's got a criminal record, I'm not saying that he cannot overcome barriers, guys. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not even saying that he can't get a job. But when you've been knocked back so much in your life and you haven't dealt with certain situations, he's never going to understand it. He's on the back foot already. Then he's caught up into a world. So you've got to imagine now, you're caught up into a world, you've done wrong, you've done bad, you're on the streets, you're trying to make ends meet in life. But you get into trouble. You know, you might buck up with the next man in a rave, or man might see you on the street and try and disrespect him, rare. Little quarrels, little back and forth. Now they're starting to get involved in the sense of man end up stabbing someone, or someone ends up doing something. Now that beef, now that area is starting to escalate. Now it's off now. Now it's on like Donkey Kong. Now man are turning up. What you saying, fam? When I see you on site. But what about now when that person has an understanding where he meets someone and he's like, "Rah, do you know what? I want to change my life now." Happens so much. Let's break down the facts. Dropping gems again today. What happens when that guy says, "I want to leave the road now"? What happens when that guy's like, "I want to get a 9 to 5. I want to get a job. I want to better my life"? No. Can't do that, big man. What, all the man them, you think the man them are going to let you leave, let you go? What, you think the police ain't still going to be on to you? These are all the stuff that happens when a great man decides to say, "Do you know what? I've done wrong. I need to try and do better." And there's so many ex-road men. There's so many ex-man them that used to be on the streets, that have come out of prison, that are doing great stuff, and no one shines the light on them. Yeah, I said it. No one shines the light on them. And my whole thing is like, why? Why are we not shining the light? And why are we not talking about certain issues that are going on and certain things that are going on within our community? And these are the kind of things I'm talking about. Man them in prison. I'm talking about man them on road. They've made changes. And I'm talking about these are proper bad boy lick off man head top. A man said, "Do you know what? I need to start talking to some of these youths. Do you know what? Man's going to do like a boxing thing. Do you know what? Man's going to do like a football thing. Do you know what? Man's going to do like a, market." Like, we are smart people within our community. I'm just sick and tired of sometimes the fact that we keep pointing on the fingers on things that they have no control over. Help me. Give me an opportunity. That's what the young people want. That's what the young people need to see. And this is something that we need to speak up about, guys. I'm sick and I'm tired and we're not speaking. We sit there and say, "We want positivity. We want positivity. We want positivity. We want positivity." I'm putting up positivity. It's not getting the same views though as the negativity. So it's funny how loads of Twitter fingers, it's funny how loads of us sit there, and even to myself, sit there, "Oh, Chris, you need to put up more positivity. Oh, Chris, this and that. Positivity. Where is it then? Why are we not supporting it then? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make sense, guys. I don't understand how much I need to say, how much I need to do, how much I need to shine the light. Everyone's like, "Chris, you got a platform. Use your platform." But you know what? I don't blame these other platforms, because you guys suck into it. You guys are the ones that buy into the negativity. You guys are the ones that share the negativity. Because when the positivity comes, everyone's like, "No, that's nice. No, that's nice." And the worst thing about it is someone even messaged me yesterday and said, "It's so funny how when you're doing positivity, Chris, no one even comments." I get like 9 comments, 10 comments. As soon as a negative post, 300, 400, 500 comments. Everyone's going crazy. Why? I'm not saying that's not an issue that we don't need to talk about. I'm not saying that's not an issue that ain't going on within our community. But if we keep screaming out, "We want change, we want change, we want change," but no one's changing nothing, what do you expect me to do? What do you expect me to do? Look at this picture right now. This is a picture of a video that I put up last week. Bare views. Look at this video now that I just put up yesterday and whatever. Like, positive ones. This one. Alright, nice little 2,000, but not as much as this one. Then I put up a video about Crown Kings. It's struggling to get to 1,000. But the one that I put up 2-3 days before about the stabbing, it's nearly got 4,000 or 5,000 views. What is going on, guys? So my question to us is, how do we change the narrative? My question to us is, how do we change the dialogue? And it's about us opening up the dialogue and speaking out on certain things and so many things that's happening within our community. And it's not just bad. It's not just young people. Like, no young person wakes up in the morning and says, "I'm going to stab someone." But we need to understand that the fact that he's got a knife, he understands that he's got the weapon to be able to kill someone. Don't ever get that twisted. So the fact that young people don't wake up to kill, but they have a knife in their hand, knowing that if they stab this person, they're going to take their life. That's a serious thing to me. The fact that someone is at a stage where they know they could possibly murder someone and still go through with it. We got to talk and address the situation. Why? Why does that young man feel like that? Why does that young man feel like not even just to hold a knife, feeling like just one to hold a knife, but then the second of all, feeling like knowing? Because it's not that we don't know. Don't get twisted there. Like these kids are not smart enough. They're not fool. Yeah? These kids are smart. So they know if they stab this person, there's a possibility that this person's going to die. And they still follow through. So my question to every single one of you guys is, we need to start getting grips. We need to start getting reins on what's going on. It's not about you sitting there, oh my God, COVID. Oh my God, my life. Oh my God, Chris. Like everything's all about us. When we're going to take the back seat, we need to take the back seat now. It's not your time anymore. You had your day. You had your fun. And if you definitely got kids, you're done out here now. Yeah, it's not your time. It's our time to make sure that we are mobilizing. It's our time to make sure that we are giving back to our young people. Breaking down the blueprints, making sure that we've got certain things in place, life insurance, making sure that we're saving our money so they can get a better intuition, so they can get a better job, so they can do the activities, knowing so it can push them in the right direction. We cannot sit there and complain that our children are running around reckless when we're not sitting there doing anything to put things into place so they have something. We cannot sit there and rely on the government. We cannot sit there and tell me, oh Chris, but there's no policies, there's no this, or there's no schools, they need to teach this. No, we need to teach it. But we need to support it first and foremost. We need to develop it first and foremost. We need to understand it first and foremost. If we don't understand the basics, then drop me out. If we don't understand the basics, then drop me out. Because this is our kids, guys. This is our future. No matter what anybody says, whether you like it, whether you're not, whether you haven't got kids, whether you don't have kids, whether you're not black, whether you're not white, whether you're Asian, I don't care. It's going to go on your doorstep eventually. So it's up to us to say to ourselves, how do we mobilize? How do we be better? How do we do better? So many things going on right now, guys. Like I said, that's the reason why I put that first video up. I put the video up because negativity, innit? You're not due to it though. Like, wow, what's Chris going to say? What's Chris going to say? But this is what I'm doing now. And I'm going to always make sure that I'm leaving that positive message. Giving you that understanding. Making you understand that, Chris, I feel your energy. And that's for me to understand now. And I'm going to leave you with a positive one. I'm going to leave you with an understanding of this is how we shine the light. This is how we continue. Myself, Preddie OBE.
Police and private companies in the UK have been quietly rolling out facial recognition surveillance cameras, taking face prints of millions of people, often without you knowing about it. That's biometric data as sensitive as a fingerprint. This dangerously authoritarian surveillance is a threat to our privacy and freedoms, and it needs to be stopped. But what is facial recognition surveillance anyway? Facial recognition surveillance cameras scan all the faces they can see in a crowd to check people's identity against a database in real time. This works by rapidly creating a biometric face print of your face. Sensitive data that uniquely identifies you, much like a fingerprint, and comparing this for similar matches on a database. Now, these databases have been built from different sources, including CCTV images, the police's enormous database of 19 million custody images, which includes many thousands of photos of innocent people, police intelligence databases, including innocent people with suspected mental health problems and political campaigners. But the possibilities are endless. Some facial recognition companies even claim to check faces against internet data in real time, scanning social media sites like Facebook and Instagram to identify any profiles associated with you. Facial recognition cameras often look like normal CCTV cameras. They're anything but. Without your consent and often without your knowledge, they subject everyone within view to a biometric identity check. Live facial recognition in public spaces is a mass surveillance method and a huge expansion of the surveillance state. It inverts the vital democratic principle of suspicion preceding surveillance, treating entire populations like suspects. Police normally require a legal basis to check your identity or ask for your biometric data, but facial recognition surveillance introduces arbitrary identity checks to our society, turning us into walking ID cards subject to high-tech police lineups. At Big Brother Watch, we've been raising the alarm about live facial recognition for years. We took a report to Parliament in 2018 showing UK police forces lawlessly using it. 98% of matches misidentified innocent people. Research suggested black people and women risk being misidentified the most. In London, we saw police use facial recognition to misidentify a 14-year-old black boy in school uniform and treat him like a criminal. Plainclothes officers pulled him onto a side street and demanded his fingerprints. We also saw a man being stopped by police after objecting to being scanned by live facial recognition cameras and covering his face. He was surrounded by officers, and when he protested, he was given a £90 fine for allegedly swearing.
The chap told me down the road, he said he got facial recognition. So I walked past like that. It's a cold day as well. As I've done that, the police officers asked me to come to him, so I've got me back up. I said to him, off, basically. I said, I don't want my face shown on anything. If I want to cover my face, I'll cover my face. It's not for them to tell me not to cover my face. Yeah. I've got a now £90 fine. There you go, look at that. Thanks lads, £90. Well done.
Live facial recognition frequently leads to over-policing, police paranoia and arbitrary checks. And most of the people we've seen getting stopped are young men, particularly young black men.
Do you want to tell us just what's just happened?
Well, basically, I've got off the bus, I'm on my way to work, I'm walking down, I'm rushing because I'm late, and the police have stopped me, saying that I'm acting dodgy, putting my hand in my pocket and rushing. Well, mate, I'm late for work. Now, obviously, I'm rushing. All these people got their hands in their pockets, see none of them getting stopped. You know what I mean? And I literally worked right there, and I even said it to them, mate, I'm on my way to work. They stopped me, they searched me, took me in the van, searched me again, and then as I left, they searched the van to see if I dropped anything.
Live facial recognition has been used at public events and Notting Hill Carnival, in shopping areas, football matches, and has even been used at a peaceful anti-arms demonstration. With social movements on the rise, live facial recognition cameras could be rolled out at demonstrations to run ID checks on people exercising their most basic right to dissent against authority. This really is urgent. Authoritarianism is on the horizon. That's why we're launching our Stop Facial Recognition Fund. We need you to join the campaign. Go to bigbrotherwatch.org.uk/stopfacialrecognition to subscribe, join and take action.